Very good afternoon to you, Uganda. Welcome to the UBC Lunchtime News, the weekly roundup edition. My name is Wadulo Arnold, and I'm sure most of you are seated in your homes watching after such an experience we had throughout the weekend, or weekend rather. We have a new president, and welcome to the new Uganda. It's 2021, and it's about that time. Now, relatedly to that same matter, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni was this weekend declared the winner of the 2021 presidential election after garnering 58.64% votes against his closest challenger, Robert Kyagulanyi, who scored 34.83%. The chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, Justice Simon Byabakama, made this declaration at the event held at the National Tally Center in Chambogo, near Kampala. Let's take a look.
Yoweri Museveni Kaguta has been declared winner of the 2021 presidential election after scoring 5,851,037 of the total votes cast. Justice Simon Byabakama declared President Museveni winner after scoring 58.64%.
Having obtained the highest number of votes in the election and the votes cast in his favor being more than 50% of the valid votes cast at the election, the Electoral Commission declares Yoweri Museveni Kaguta elected President of the Republic of Uganda.
Justice Simon Byabakama, upon declaring the president-elect at 3:35 p.m., encouraged other candidates to be mindful of the COVID-19 pandemic in their next move
and continue observing the standard operating procedures as they celebrate their victory in the elections.
President Museveni's closest challenger, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu of the National Unity Platform, scored 34.83%, while FDC's Patrick Amriat Oboy is in a distant third with 3.24%. The rest of the candidates scored less than 1%. Article 104, Clause 1 of the Constitution of Uganda states that any aggrieved candidate may petition the Supreme Court for an order that a candidate declared by the Electoral Commission elected as president was not validly voted.
Article 104, Clause 4 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda states that where no petition is filed within 10 days under Clause 2, the candidate elected shall conclusively be taken to have been duly elected as president. Ivan Kahwa at the election hub.
Well, thank you very much, Ivan Kawa, for that in-depth report. Now, Justice Simon Byabakama, who has concluded his first ever presidential parliamentary election at the helm of the Electoral Commission, had an interview with some of our reporters, and this is what he had to say.
Yoweri Museveni Kaguta has been declared Uganda's 10th president. The honor to announce him belonged to Justice Simon Byabakama on his first ever general election assignment at the helm of Uganda's Electoral Commission.
The Electoral Commission declares Yoweri Museveni Kaguta elected President of the Republic of Uganda at the presidential election held on the 14th day of January 2021.
Byabakama lauded Ugandans for turning up to vote during this election period. He, however, regrets some incidents during the electoral process that already faced the COVID-19 challenge.
You can see we had the unfortunate episodes of the loss of lives of our dear Ugandans. In an electoral process, really, there shouldn't be such events, there shouldn't be such happenings where people have to shed blood, where people have to lose lives, because an election is supposed to be a peaceful process where we are nurturing and grooming our democracy, where we are electing leaders through peaceful means and not through violence. So it's unfortunate that was really it was a bad stain on our electoral processes, and we hope that, God willing, in the future we can work to resolve all these issues that bring about some of these unfortunate episodes in our political processes.
With the 2021 electoral process still ongoing, Byabakama offered insight about preparedness of the Electoral Commission.
Well, first of all, we have the local government elections and all these other remaining elections are still part of the entire electoral roadmap that we rolled out in 2018. Okay. and therefore everything is in place. The ballot papers have been printed, they are ready, the necessary infrastructure is in place, logistics and so on and so forth. So we expect the only thing that we need our voters is not to get weary, not to get tired, and continue with the remaining elections, because the elections that are remaining, particularly for local government, involve leaders at the lower level.
Meanwhile, as the ruling National Resistance Movement stalwarts continue to party, its Secretary General Justin Lumumba is intent not to rest on laurels with pursuit for teamwork to grow Uganda.
Tugenda kutuula nammwe mutubuulire obuzibu bwe buli abumu badde mutubuulira nga tuzze okutambula okubasaba okutwongera obukulembeze naye kati tugenda kikolera ddala nga kiri official kibeeremu n'obuwandiike ne vidiyo zibeerewo nga mutulaga obunafu bwaffe we bubadde mu kibiina ne mu gavumenti okulaba nga twongera okuweereza naye nkubiriza abo bonna ababadde abaavaayo okujja okwesimbawo okukulembera Uganda mujje mukole naffe NRM mwena bannanga abeesimbyewo muleete ebirowoozo bizimbe Uganda.
She is proud of her party achievements during this election, whose results are clear, with the presidency retained and more than 60% already secured in Parliament. John Barnes, Sentamu, reporting.
In more news, the East African Commission Election Observer Mission has appreciated the just concluded Ugandan general elections and the environment under which they were held. However, they raised concerns of some challenges like technological challenges, the weather, and interruptions with malfunctioned biometric voter verification kits. This was at the just released preliminary report on the 2021 general elections in Kampala. Now, the mission observed 140 polling stations in Kampala metropolitan area, Masaka, Moroto, Mbarara, Mbale, Gulu, Masindi, and Kabale, among others.
Na tulikuwa na timu kubwa ya watu 74 na wote 74 wameenezwa kila sehemu ya nchi hii ya Uganda. Wameenda kutazama vile uchaguzi ilianza na mpaka mwisho, na wametoa maoni tofauti kutoka kila sehemu, lakini yale ya muhimu sana wamesema ni kwamba kwanza uchaguzi yenyewe haikuanza kwa saa yale ambayo ilikuwa
In this preliminary statement, therefore, we present our immediate appreciation of conduct in technological capacity as a result of the restricted internet access. The mission was not able to observe the transmission of results from the polling stations to the district and national tally centers. We were also not able to transmit our field information in real time. About polling day, the mission is concerned that its electronic means of transmission of election day observation was hampered by the shutdown of internet on election day. The mission will therefore give a detailed report on the observation on the election day procedure in the final report. Nevertheless, the mission noted that most of the polling stations visited opened late as a result of malfunctioning of the biometric voter verification kits, late delivery of polling materials, and late arrival of 10 voters. Standard operation procedures for COVID-19 were largely followed. All polling stations visited had hand washing stations. Hand sanitizer were available in some polling stations, and the use of masks and social distancing not strictly adhered to. Opening, voting, closing, and counting procedure were largely followed. All authorized personnel were allowed in the polling station without restricting and were able to professionally carry out their duties. Biometric voter verification kits were used in most polling stations visited. In some polling stations, some machines malfunctioned, but remedial measures were taken to ensure voting by everybody. Security agents were present in all polling stations visited by EAC observers, and their presence was noted to be professional. All polling stations were closed on time, and the people who were at the queue at closing time were allowed to vote. The preliminary conclusion. The mission noted that while the violence witnessed during the campaign was regrettable and do not augur well for democratic culture and promotion of tolerance of alternative view, the voting day demonstrated the level of maturity expected of a democracy. On the polling day, the voting was largely peaceful and no voter intimidation was observed. Voting regulations were by and large adhered to. There were isolated cases of technological failure with respect to the biometric voter verification kit, but these were corrected through manual backup. The voting process thus met the expected threshold. The mission remains concerned with the shutdown of internet on the eve of election day, as this infringes of the freedom and the right to access to information as enshrined in the Constitution. The preliminary recommendation for the future. The Election Commission consider coming up with registration modalities which allow for enfranchisement of voters who turn 80 before the election date. Consider timely accreditation and the issuance of accreditation documents to domestic observers to enable effective observation. Consider mechanism of protecting the voting process in the event of adverse weather situation.
At the invitation of the government of the Republic of Uganda, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Faki Mahamat, deployed an election expert mission to witness the general election held on the 14th of January 2021. The mission, led by my humble self, former chairperson of the Electoral Commission of the Republic of Cameroon, comprises high-level election experts from Kenya and Lesotho, and African Union Commission staff, led by Her Excellency Minata Samate Sisuna, Commissioner for Public Affairs. Although it is the tradition of the African Union Commission to deploy observer missions well ahead of the election day, this expert mission arrived in Kampala on the eve of the elections, that is on the 13th of January 2021. This late arrival is due to the difficult working conditions that have been imposed on us by the COVID-19 pandemic. This notwithstanding, the Republic of Uganda, being a key member of the African Union that plays a significant role in ensuring peace and security in the East African region and on the entire continent of Africa, notably its open door policy for refugees, necessitated the deployment of this mission. This is consequently not a classical preliminary statement issued by observer missions. It is more a report, a brief statement made by a solidarity mission dispatched by the African Union chairperson. Notwithstanding what I just said about the limitations of what we've done, the mission was able to observe polling day activities in Kampala and its immediate environs, notably opening of voting procedures at a couple of polling stations, the voting procedures, closing procedures, especially the counting and the tallying of votes. The mission noted the generally peaceful atmosphere that characterized voting and the high turnout of the youth and women in the stations the mission was able, in the polling stations the mission was able to observe. The mission made a number of stakeholders, including the acting secretary of the Electoral Commission, the East African Community Observer Mission, and the Women's Situation Room. And the mission is looking forward to engaging with other stakeholders, notably government officials and political parties before it departs Kampala. Finally, the mission recognizes that elections come and go, but that Uganda and its citizens remain. The mission takes this opportunity to urge all stakeholders, especially political leaders, to refrain from any acts of violence that could lead to loss of life and destruction of property. It also encourages stakeholders to engage in meaningful dialogue at all levels and to pursue any disputes peacefully in accordance with laid down procedures. The mission wishes the people of this great nation well as they continue to strive for its development in peace and national concord. I thank you.
Well, it feels reassuring to see the East African and African heads of mission adding their voice onto an election that is setting the precedence for most African countries. Be aware that Uganda is actually the first country to hold an election in 2021, African country to hold an election in 2021. So it's a precedence that we have set for so many countries. So the turnout of this election is in so many ways an example for other countries. So thank you, Uganda, for abiding by peace and choosing peace and electing the leaders that you chose to lead the country. Now, in other news, independent presidential candidate Pastor Fred Mwesigye has also conceded defeat and is ready to work with President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Now, Mwesigye appeals to Ugandans to remain calm and says that in the same spirit, he will be with Uganda.
People who have complaints, I think they can use the legal means to put in their complaints. But as for us, we're really going up with whatever they have declared. Now, concerning our next plan, we're not going to stop here because we carry a message. Pastor Fred carries a message, the message we've been carrying out across the nation on different media stations, and which is love based on the fear of God being the solution to this nation, having leaders that fear God in places and positions of leadership. It's what is going to help Uganda to move to her next level.
bamaze okutulangirira kakati ndi mubaka omujjuko omulonde ow'ekibuga ky'Entebbe wa National Unity Platform Salongo Kakembo Mikaeli Nyamanya bamaze okutulangirira basuubiza bannayuganda Uganda empya era kutugenda mulama kujja okutambulira.
I'd like to thank the voters of Uganda. I would like to congratulate Honorable Mbwateka Mwakakembo, and I would like to congratulate all the voters, my teamwork that we've worked together to achieve this victory. It has not been easy for an independent candidate to get my position, but you people, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate everybody who endeavored to see that Navata Joyce achieves what we have achieved. I'm happy. I will never let you down, as I ever say.
Well, those were the events in Entebbe. That was Rosemary Tumusiime Bikaku, who also conceded defeat after losing to Salongo Kakembo Michael Mbwateka in Entebbe Municipality parliamentary elections. Now, in other news, the Electoral Commission also announced Yoweri Kaguta Museveni as the winner of the 2021 general elections with 58.64%. Now, Kampala City went wild after learning that the EC declaration was in favor of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and these are the celebrations.
It was a spontaneous excitement in Kampala the moment President Yoweri Museveni was declared the 2021 presidential race winner. This follows a 3-day voter tallying exercise at the National Tally Center, Chambogo, by the Electoral Commission after the Thursday presidential polls. However, the moment President Yoweri Museveni was declared winner by the Electoral Commission with 58.64%, there were spontaneous celebrations across the city by NRM supporters. An events promoter, who is also an ardent NRM cadre, Balam Barugahade, was delighted by these results and urged Ugandans to go back to work. In Kampala City, security operatives are on standby and warn any Ugandans planning to disrupt peace, mainly by the losers. Traffic was paralyzed around Ginger Road after NRM supporters joined in the celebrations from different corners.
Yes, I stopped primary P5. I came to Kampala. I know to make business. I like town life is good. You make your own business. I stay Kampala 25 years in Agura. I don't have any problem.
Ndi musanyufu nnyo ekyamazima tukoze ekyamaanyi nnyo nga President Adam Buyinza tukoze buli mbeera yonna tutambudde mu buli mbeera yonna. President bajja otulaba abaana ba boda boda twakowa struggle twakowa embeera embi. President tubeereddewo mu mbeera zonna. Otubaddewo ng'omuzadde bwabeera mwana we. President mwana watukoze ensobi. President tubeererawo amazima naffe twakanoonyeza nju ku nju tutambudde buli wamu. President kulanga Adam Buyinza ne bala batukola bino tukola na President teri n'omu ayinza tugaa nti mukola kino olw'ensonga ffe tuli muki eddembe lyewatu wa President nze tutambudde mu nsi ez'enjawulo President naye eky'omukisa omulungi Uganda y'ensi emanyi omunaku bw'abeera kobe wa buttakatale kobe mukyala ng'oli munaku kobe ng'oli wa ggwanga ki naye Uganda ekusembeza n'obeera omuntu mulamu. Nze ndi musanyufu nnyo mu buli mbeera yonna. President tugenda kubeererawo nga naye bw'otubeererawo ate tukubeereddewo President ky'ekyamazima wano watuulire babodaboda nga bantu bavuka bato oyita kulimba nga bano nti bakukyawa. Tukwagala dadi mu buli mbeera yonna. Dadi tukwagala mu buli mbeera yonna. Buli kyogera kyonna ky'olanga oyagala tukukolere ffe tuwe tuli nga ali bagamba musema ina musema majority whatever never tugenda kulwanira mu buli mbeera yonna. Tulina amaanyi tuli bavubuka bato tetwagala kavuyo kolokona mu ggwanga.
Tufuna bodaboda okulanga Museveni aze mu Ntebbe wanga kati gafa bodaboda gamazima Museveni aza tubeererawo tusibalimba banji baze bagatuko bakaja mu kibuga mwawule bya free zone manyano tulaga stage 1 ye muntu yeka Museveni eyavaayo yeka muntu aga nedda muve ku baana bange bakole nze manyi wembateeka mubaveeko
nalondira ebbanga liise mwaka mulamba nga ninze anti obuzibu abayaba bene batugamba mwe tujja bakuba kale bagende batukube batukube fe tujaguzi sege ndogere batange musikeko bana tuli basani funa tubeere tuli barasta kati mwewa kusango yambadde ebintu nga bino natamani nawo oli musanyufu atale swa kuono na kalulu tutakungamba tuza kugamba nze nsobola okusalawo emyaka 5 nonderuuza mba nawuba.
Now, more in Kampala, NRM celebrants and supporters have celebrated the victory of their party, and this is after President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni again won the general election with 58.64%. Let's take a look.
On the declaration of Yoweri Museveni as the president-elect for 2021-2026, NRM fans riding on border borders stormed Kampala to celebrate the victory.
Abatawadde muzeeyi banyize pesa fu kubanga muzeeyi atukumye emyaka 3 mwejo nga tetuli mu lutalo.
Nyowesanya erinnya nene lingi munonga. Museveni webalire ddala webale kusinga kalulu.
Naye kife tetumusaba ng'abavubuka atutaasa tuwe entandikwa tukole.
The supporters congratulated President Yoweri Museveni upon the massive victory of the NRM party and he pledged their support to their part and country.
Ninanga Museveni ayiseemu nze nkimanyi bulungi Museveni akutte ku muntu wa bulijjo.
Baba boda tumuwagira tuburayo ebisanje ebirala ebyo ng'ogyeko kino.
Tumuwagira kubanga nze nazaalibwa mulembe gwa Museveni nakati gwe ndimu kyokka muwagira nga bw'okiwulira.
N'obwekyo kati nyagala Museveni abeerewo tusobole okukulakulana bwera tukivuza nga tuwa musolo tulinga omulimu gw'omuntu ogwakola nga teri gavumenti kyemujjako.
Era muzeeyi Museveni nkusaba tukalakata oba kutukira mu ntebe kutukiramu.
In another development, NRM supporters in Kawempe, a Kampala suburb, led by Kampala Resident City Commissioner Hussein, celebrated Museveni's victory with a bull roasting party amidst chants praises to President Yoweri Museveni.
Bannakawempe bannakampala ne bannayuganda bonna okutwaliza awamu olw'obuwagizi bwe balaze eri pulezidenti w'eggwanga lino ne baddamu okumwongera ettaamu endala.
Supporters UBC talked to passionately expressed their happiness regarding President Yoweri Museveni's victory. Ivan Joko reporting for UBC News.
Now, still in Kampala, the chairperson of Rubaga Border Association, Sula Lubega, said that the president-elect has helped many borders transform their lives. And this was during the bull roasting and drive in the division organized by the association members at Mengo Primary School.
The situation in the Rubaga Division Central Kampala was filled with excitement upon the Electoral Commission final results announcement of the President-elect Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The Border Association in the division of Rubaga roasted a bull and thronged the division streets to celebrate the victory of National Resistance Movement flag bearer President Museveni win. The chairperson Rubaga Borders Association, Sula Lubega, advised borders to remain united and continue supporting NRM party for development.
Tuwadde mu kujaganya mu kusanyuka kwa namaddala eri eggwanga okulaga nti bannayuganda bonna tusigale nga tuli bakakkamu twagale eggwanga lyaffe ebyokulowooza okudda mu ntalo ebyo bye twakoowa tetukyagala bya ntalo gwe kinyiizizza akakkane tutambule bagende beekatene muzeeyi mwangu nnyo.
A member of Uganda Women Empowered Youth Circle, Winnie Lukundo, applauded the president-elect for skilling the girl child and winning the 2021 presidential election.
Tuli basanyufu nnyo. Tuli basanyufu muzeeyi webale kuwangula akalulu era muzeeyi tukuwagira era bangi bonna bali mabegaawo jjajja webale nnyo entandikwa gye watuwa era tukoledde kinene nnyo tusaba mwongerwa.
Relatedly, in Mengo Kisentu Parish, the NRM chairperson Kasato Village, Sunday Kiwana Nkoyoyo, was overjoyed and pledged to support women issues.
Na Uganda fenna twetaaga tubeere muntu omu ebyaka tulina okubizza amabbali lire eggwanga ebiina bino byetaaga biteekemu nnyo amaanyi mu bakazi n'abavubuka nabo beetaaga bateekemu naye bamaama abasinga.
Ndi musanyufu nnyo kulwa Muzeeyi Kaguta okuyitamu banange twabonaabona ngafe abakyala.
In the 2021 presidential elections, the Electoral Commission declared President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni winner with 58.64% after beating the other 10 presidential candidates. Abraham Robert Bwaita, UBC News.
Well, the same Udulations were in Chirinya, a Kampala suburb, when they learned of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's win. Let's take a look.
Tukusanyukidde nnyo naddala ffe abantu b'Ebukasa Kirinya beegerere tusanyukira obuwanguzi buno era tugamba abatuuze mwenna bagatte ku mugendo tugezaako n'okugya abavubuka bonna ababadde babuzeebuzeemu nga babuzaabuzibwa naye tetulina na kizibu nabo bakome batwegatteko twagala nkulaakulana Muzeeyi Museveni tumusiima olw'okuba yatukola oluguudo okuva Kavule paka Bukasa ku mwalo tumusiima ffe abantu ba wansi omukisa.
Now, in eastern Uganda, jubilations and ululations covered Kamuli Youth District Tally Center as the District Electoral Commission announced winners of the new parliamentary position. Now, although the declaration of the results by the district returning officer Kenneth Kayabwe started a little late, the exercise went on smoothly with minimal chaos and violence. The newly elected members of parliament in the 5 counties in Kamuli district have promised to serve for the interests of the ordinary people and for the good of the country. Rebecca Kadaga beat her close opponent Salam Busumba for District Woman MP Kamuli slot. Kayanga Barado Atongola is the new representative for Kamuli Municipality, Henry Mollis Chibalia for Bugabula South, and John Taira for Bugabula North, and Martin Chisule for Buzaya County.
I'm very grateful. You voted, and I know everyone is happy according to what she or he has voted. Thank you so much.
There was a lot of competition. Everybody was there, everybody came to compete as you saw them. Statements were coming, others were saying they were sent by State House, others were sent by soldiers, others had a lot of money. But I came and requested the people of Kampala South to entrust me with the vote and send me to the next parliament. They agreed. I just wish to tell everybody here, what made me sail through was my position as far as the common man is concerned.
It's a fruit of a very long time of work and hustle in order to achieve this. I want to thank all the people of Kampala North for entrusting me with leading them as their member of parliament. I want to thank all my friends who have stood with me during this time.
Achievement is for the people of Zion. We have cried and God has answered us. This is what we've been playing for. Our victory is not for nothing, but is for a purpose to unite in Zion and work for the people of Zion.
It was also excitement at Wakiso district headquarters as parliamentary election results were being announced. Now the winners were excited upon being declared winners, except the declared women member of parliament winner who claimed that she had been given less. Let's take a look.
Wakiso district returning officer Tolbert Musingozi has declared new members of parliament representing Machinde Sabagabo, Kira municipality, Entebbe municipality, Busiro South, Busiro East, Busiro North, Chadondo East, and Nansana municipality.
I declare Semuju Ibrahim, who has obtained the largest number of votes, to be the elected candidate for Chira constituency in Wakiso electoral district. Who has obtained the largest number of votes, winner and district representative in parliament for Wakiso electoral district. I declare Mukuni Muaga, who has obtained the largest number of votes, to be the elected candidate for Chado district constituency in Wakiso electoral district. I declare Wakaima Musot Harrington who has obtained the largest number of votes to be the elected candidate for Nansana municipality constituency in Wakiso district.
NUP everywhere. NUP everywhere.
Declare Suru Kapur has obtained the largest number of votes to be elected candidate for Wakiso County North constituency or Wakiso electoral district. I declare Matos Charis who has obtained the number of votes to be elected candidate for Wakiso County South constituency in Wakiso district.
successful candidates were in jubilant mood on being declared winners as members of Parliament 2021-2026.
We're just looking forward to the declaration of our president as the winner, first of all, and we're just components of a bigger program for this country. I think this is entry into the new Uganda that we promised.
At least repeatedly, I have been assessed as one of the best MPs. It would have been very difficult for me to take if I had lost this election. I think they have judged me right there, and I want to thank them. It's your victory. I kept telling everybody during campaigns, this thing is not about me. It is about the welfare of 500,000 people I represent in Chile municipality, people who are unemployed, who need a voice. And that's why my slogan in this campaign was, the voice for the people of Chile.
Nzenga nkunyingi muwada olwono baba bampadde ebbanja era okutwala maaso okunyweza omusingi ogw'enkulaakulana, omusingi ogw'okutwala abantu nga be bakama baffe, omusingi ogw'okutwala amaloboozi g'abantu, omusingi ogw'okulwanyirira omuntu wa wansi.
Gone through a lot and I've suffered a lot, but thank to God that I'm here and things have gone this way.
We are saying bye-bye NRM. Thank you, the people of Wakiso North. Thank you so much.
This is a gradual process as we want to liberate Uganda. And we promise our countrymen and our constituents that we will serve you with dignity and diligence.
So thank you so much, guys. These same guys told my victory in 2016. I gave them a chance to serve, they failed to serve. Even they had come to seal my victory to this time.
Those who lost were, however, seemingly dissatisfied and threatened to act accordingly.
From morning, we've been leading until right now. It's unfortunate that I witnessed something live on camera. There's a gentleman who came, he was dressed in black. He brought a black bag and tapped on the assistant returning officer, one Ida, and she moved away. So we have definitely been cheated, but I'm not giving up. My fellow Wakiso constituents, don't get heartbroken. We're going to fight this until the very last end. So on Monday, I'm going to court. I have video evidence of the man exchanging and tapping on the assistant presiding officer, and we are ready to overturn all this.
It is worth noting that Wakiso district is one of those that have never had candidates who settled during tallying and even after declaring results. But unlike other times, this time security was too tightened to ensure safety of agents and candidates who may disagree with the outcomes of the performance of their candidates. Shaidat Nasaku in Wakiso district.
Well, congratulations to those that have won elective positions, and to those that have not won. Yes, you have a right to appeal, but for me, it is, you're still a leader whether you won or not, because before you went into the office, you are a leader. You thought you would be a leader. So my call is on to you to continue being a leader. Lead your people, and it all starts from the family and then go outwards. Otherwise, let's take a short break and we'll be back with business.
Uganda. Today is a great day to make someone's day. A wonderful day to rewrite the future. Today is a beautiful day to light up their world. A marvelous day to make a brand new start. The perfect day to make the world smaller. Uganda, today isn't just another day. Today is your day. Airtel Money, with you always. Airtel Money, quick, secure, borderless.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Fruit juice. Our journey begins in orchards where some of the best fruits are grown. Fruitvale fruit juice is 100% natural with no added sugar, filled with the wholesome goodness of vitamins and minerals that nourish your body and delight your taste buds. Enjoy real fruit juice in orange, tomato, apple, beetroot with mango, lemon mint with cucumber, mango, berry and tropical variants. Grab your Fruitvale 100% fruit juice today. Available in all leading supermarkets.
Double data. Airtel introduces double data. The biggest deal ever on smartphones in Uganda. Buy a smartphone, 3G or 4G, and get 100% data bonus from Airtel. Airtel is giving you 100% bonus data on all weekly and monthly bundles for every new smartphone connected to Airtel for the first 3 months. Dial *175*9# to enjoy double data. Double data, double data. Oh, bino bye biruma bayaye. Airtel, the smartphone network, regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome back to the UBC Lunchtime News, the weekly roundup edition of the Lunchtime News to be particular. My name is Wadulo, Arnold, and we now take you to the world of business. Now, Fort Portal City is the seat of Kabarole District and Toro Kingdom. The Fort Portal is the only known town in Uganda with a church priest as its mayor, and it derives its name from a British soldier, Gerald Portal, who established it as a garrison in the year 1859. Now, at the time it is being elevated into a city, Fort Portal's population is estimated to be 120,000 residents. We'll take a look.
Been the first interim city mayor of Fort Portal tourism, and of course it was not something that was easy. But
Fort Portal is the biggest city situated in the Rwenzori sub-region. It is perched at the foothills of the snow-capped Rwenzori mountain ranges and is the gateway to various national parks and incredible tourism destinations. It is located about 163 kilometers northwest of Mbarara City, 296 kilometers west of Kampala, and is situated at an average elevation of 1,523 meters above sea level, with River Mpanga ceasing through it, making it one of the coolest towns in Uganda. The city is green throughout the year, with trees and beautiful scenery provided by a larger-than-life Toro Kingdom Palace, nestled on top of a hill, commanding a majestic view of the city and mountain Rwenzori ranges.
I'm Reverend Kintule Mhanga, the interim mayor of Fort Portal Tourism City. and I'm actually blessed and also privileged to be.
Then City, with an English name and a church minister as its mayor, Fort Portal is indeed unique.
I'm humbled before God. I'm very humbled because it's not been my own making. You know, I'm the last mayor of Fort Portal municipality and also the first mayor of Fort Portal Tourism City. And that title goes to God. He is the Alpha and Omega. So he's just actually at...
The Reverend Wile Chintu Muhanga is pushing for infrastructure development of the city to make it more attractive and says his council has gravelled and worked on Kabundere Market drainage system with first-grade maram.
I'm thankful now to the government of Uganda because 100 billion has been put aside for the development of the region, most especially in the market areas. And as for Porto Tourism City, we have benefited two markets and one abattoir. That is the Kabundaire market, which is going to cost us 6.5 billion, and also the Karago market, which is going also to cost us 6 billion, and also the city abattoir that is also going to cost us 5 billion.
I call upon people for Porto to vote for visionary leaders, people who will implement, not people of words and dreams, but people who will make the dream of the city become a reality.
The biggest market in the city, Mpanga Market, was also recently built and furnished by central government.
Of course, my manifesto entirely is on infrastructure development. You know, we cannot be a tourism city with a poor road network. My focus is much on the road connectivity of a Porto Tourism City so that we can be in position to attract investors from all over the world. The moment they're in Fort Porto, they should actually feel more home by having these good roads, the environment itself, the uniqueness of Fort Porto with our crater lakes and the weather itself. Mention it all.
The tea industry accounts for 40% of employment in Fort Portal City, with several people either directly or indirectly employed by the sector.
5,000 smallholder farmers. Then most of these estate companies, we have around 5 big estate farmers. That is the Mukwano. Mukwano has around 3 factories around. He has Hima. He has Munova, he has Chigumba.
Having been introduced in the city by the colonialists, tea is one of the oldest cash crops in Fort Portal and indeed Kampala district, and is grown extensively in the neighboring districts within the Rwenzori sub-region.
Sometimes we do cash, sometimes we pay them after 2 weeks, or after, sometimes we do monthly.
Several tea processing factories have sprung up as a result in the area to tap into the vibrant industry and own several plantations in Fort Portal.
That's why, as strategic enterprises, tea, coffee, fruit, those are for export and they're employing so many people along the value chain.
Habimana Deo, reporting for UBC News.
Well, and that brings us to the end of our lunchtime bulletin, the weekly roundup edition of the lunchtime news, this 17th day of January 2021. Once again, allow me to congratulate all the elected leaders that have gotten their seats, and please do ensure that you serve the purpose you have been elected. The people need your representation, so please do just